So, hello everyone. Very good afternoon to all of you. How are you all? And just confirm me once if you are able to hear me properly, if you are able to watch me properly. Write yes, no in the comment box so that we can start today's session. So, now on 18th, right? 18th is the phase 1. Hai na? So, now you have tentatively around 20 days, you can say. Hai na? 20-25 days are left. Now, in these days, see again, the part GS part is, you can say, the most scoring, also the most confusing one, right? Sir, how much we should rate, how much current affairs we should do, because see, there is no end for current affairs, right? Everything under the sun is current affairs, right? But again, you have to structure things. You are going to read so many current affairs, so if you are not structuring it into different topics, then it would be very difficult for you to remember and recall at the exam. Okay, so that's why we have started this topic wise current affairs, right, in the past 6 months. Now, yesterday's session was a little bit stressed because there was so many news. Also, in today's session, the session would be small because these are very factual things, important agreement summit we have to cover. Apart from this, there are few news which we have already covered in the previous session, like summit, now NATO summit, okay, and one or two more summit, BRICS summit are there, but we are going to cover it again in this session also. Okay. Hi, very good afternoon. Those who are watching live. Right. So, let's start today's session without wasting any time. So, the first news was the 20th East Asia Summit. Okay, EAS. Do you know about East Asia Summit? Hello, can you hear me? Hello. Yeah, sorry. So, East Asia Summit, basically, you should know some few facts about East Asia, right? What is this East Asia Summit? So, East Asia Summit, it is basically a group of 18 countries. And out of these 18 countries, 10 are basically the 10 countries are basically the ASEAN nations. Okay, plus 8 are the dialogue level partner, or you can say the non-ASEAN countries. Okay, so the 10 out of 18, 10 countries are the ASEAN countries, and I have told you in the previous class also the BPL, TV, MIMCS, the mnemonic to remember the ASEAN countries. And apart from that, there are 8 dialogue level partner, or you can say the non-ASEAN country, in which India is there also. Okay, India is there, China is there, Japan. You don't have to remember the entire 18 nation, but just remember it is 10 plus 8, right? So the East Asia Summit held, what again, for every summit you have to remember 2 or 3 things. First of all, venue. What was the venue of the meeting? Okay. Second is, let's say, the objective or the theme. What was the theme of the meeting? So there are, the venue was Malaysia. Okay. And what was the theme? Inclusivity and sustainability. This was the theme of the East Asia Summit. And the entire summit was focusing on, basically, again, all the countries are mostly the ASEAN nations. So they were talking about the security, maritime cooperation, connectivity, disaster management, and all the other relevant stuff. Okay. So for every summits or meetings, you have to basically focus on 3 aspects. First is summits or agreements. First is the, let's say, what is the summit about? Second is the venue of the summit. Third is the participating countries or members. And always check whether India participated or not. Okay, special focus on India. And fourth is the agenda. This is the structure to remember any type of summits or agreements. Got it? Chal. So this was about the East Asia Summit. Clear? Next is United Nations General Assembly High Level Week 80th session. So if you remember the previous class, we talked about the UN80 resolution. Why this was there? Because United Nations has just completed 80 years. So the theme of this session was better together 80 years and for more peace and development. Okay. And what was the venue? The venue was the United Nations headquarters, that is New York. Okay. So Why we celebrated it? Because of 80 years of United Nations. Clear? Second is, what was the theme? You have already done. See, you don't have to remember the focus area, just remember United Nations is there. It means they are talking about peace and conflict resolution, climate change. There are many aspects, right? So 3 agenda you have to remember, just the broad idea. Okay, 1 2 3 4. Clear? Now one important thing is, I have already told you in the previous session who is the chairperson or the presiding officer for the United Nations General Assembly. A new elected woman is there. I have told the name previously also. Okay, Annalena Baerbock. Please remember this thing. Next summit is basically the 20th Global Sustainability Summit, which held in New Delhi. Okay. So, what was the summit? Again, sustainability summit, it means it will be talking about the sustainable development. So, first point is Global Sustainability Summit. Second is the venue where it was held. It was held in New Delhi, right? What was the theme? Theme was basically reimagining sustainability. Just remember the keyword sustainability would be there, so you can easily find out the answer, right? And more than 600 plus delegate participated across 10 countries. You don't have to remember this thing, right? And from India, it was basically sponsored by Ministry of Environment, okay, Forest and Climate Change. These are the keywords for your this particular news. Got it? Is it clear, guys? Chalo. Next is India joins Health AI GRN to strengthen oversights of AI in healthcare. Now, AI is being used in every area nowadays, be it agriculture, be it health, right? So, how to get the maximum possible benefit of of AI in the health sector, right? So, health AI was the meeting was there. So, it is nothing but it is the global agency for responsible use of AI in health, right? It is a non-profit organization, right? GRN is what? It is Global Regulatory Network. Clear? So this meeting was there. Health AI GRN. It is GRN is what? Global Regulatory Network. Okay. And what does it regulate? The proper use of AI in the health sector. Please remember this thing, right? And what? Who are the member and the purpose? So along with UK and Singapore, they are focusing on global governance and again oversight in AI. Clear? And this meeting was held where? Agreement was signed where? In New Delhi. 3 aspects you have to focus on. Okay. Chal. Just remember the keyword. This is more than sufficient for your exam point of view. Okay. See what kind of question they can ask. See, they can ask you that GRN network or GRN was recently seen in news. It is related with which of the following? AI, use of AI in the health sector, use of AI in the some other sector like this. They can give you the options. Okay. So just remember it is AI in the health sector. Next is the 70th BRICS summit held from 6th of July in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Now, this is one of the most important, which this question I believe they're going to ask in the exam. Okay. So, please remember this image also, right? So, I've already told you the static part about BRICS that there are total 10 members. And the latest country to join BRICS is Indonesia, right? And in during the meeting, they have talked about VWISE, okay, women in the entrepreneurship and science sector, right? So again, what was the summit? The BRICS summit. What was the venue? Venue was Brazil. You can remember Rio de Janeiro again, right? What was the theme? Again, Global South Cooperation. Just remember this keyword, Global South Cooperation, okay? And 2 important aspects held. First of all, what? Indonesia joined as the 10th member. Second is VWISE. VWISE is what? Women in the science and the entrepreneurship area. And third is what? India asked to host the COP33, Conference of Party 33 in the year 2028. India has put the bid. Okay. So these were the aspects, these were the keywords or your short notes. right? Chal, very good. Is it clear, guys? Can I get a thumbs up in the comment box? So like this, try to make your short notes, okay? And see, I don't know if I have told you or not how to make short notes, so that, see, if you're making one note in just one page, na, it will take you a lot more than 1,000 pages to compile the entire 6 months current affairs. But there's a trick for that also. How to make short notes? Take a A4 sheet. See, we all were preparing. Okay, we were preparing for UPSC exam and the other exam. So I have certain tricks to make the notes consolidated in a concise form. So what I did was, I take the A4 sheet, I divide it into 3 columns and 3 rows, and I try to write one news in one box, right? So in a page, I try to compile around 7 to 9 or 10 news in just one page, and again around 9 news in the second page, right? So in just 50 pages, I can compile the entire 6 months current affairs. So that is the strategy, and that you should also use, because at the end, during the exam time, one day before, if you are reading the entire 400 500 notes, it would be very difficult to first of all revise, and it is a waste of time. So try to concise your notes in less than 50 pages. You have to use this trick, okay? And use red pen some to add some additional point if you have missed, okay? Chalo. Next is Indian Coast Guard participate in the 4th CGGS held in Italy from September 11th. Now, basically, CGGS is what? Coast Guard Global Summit. Okay, CGGS, right? What was the venue? Venue was Rome, Italy. Okay, and the CGGS was chaired by Italy and Japan. Right, it is a defense related summit. Clear? Now, defense related summit, one very important thing which they can ask you is SEO. We are going to cover it again, right? And from India, basically the golden jubilee of the Indian Coast Guard was also aligned in 2027. So India is going to host the future meet. Future meet host would be India in 2027. Clear? So this is your short notes. Chalo. You don't have to remember the person name, okay? It's not required. Again, the defense related summit, that is the SEO summit. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about the static part of the SEO. I've already told you in the previous class. Acha, those students who are watching me for the very first time, this is my Telegram channel, GA by Yash Sir. GA by Yash Sir. You can join this Telegram channel. I'll be sharing the complete PDF in this particular Telegram. Okay. So first of all, the summit SEO. What was the venue? Venue was Qingdao, China. Right. What was the theme? Theme was upholding the Shanghai spirit. So just remember Shanghai spirit. Right. And what was the overall objective? Basically to focus on the anti-terrorism. Right. That was the focus area. And from India, our Defense Minister Rajnath Singh participated. Got it? Chalo. Next is Union Minister of State Dr. Jitendra Singh launches the BharatGen at BharatGen Summit. Now, you should remember few facts about BharatGen. Okay. What is BharatGen? BharatGen is a multimodal large language model, LLM. I believe you all have heard of the term LLM. Have you heard of Chat GPT or Perplexity or Gemini? These are what? These are large language model. They can process huge text, big text, and they can give you the summary and everything. Okay. So BharatGen is what? BharatGen is basically your indigenous LLM. Okay. Why we call it as multimodal? Because it can process text, it can process audio, it can process images as well as video. That is why we call it as multimodal. Got it? So this BharatGen is a multimodal LLM, and it is designed to operate in 22 Indian languages. So if you have ever read the Constitution of India, and if you have seen the 8th schedule of the Constitution, there are 22 official languages of India. Okay, I don't know how many of you have read the Indian Constitution, But the purpose of this BharatGen is to build AI that is ethical, inclusive and multilingual. Why multilingual? Because India is a country of diverse culture. Okay, we have regional languages. As you move from kilometer to kilometer, the language changes. है ना? So you should know about BharatGen. Got it? So what are the keywords which you have to remember? It is a multimodal LLM, right? 22 official languages it is going to answer you, right? And again, it is the entire thing is created by IIT Bombay and your Institute of Excellence. Got it? So please remember this thing. Chalo. Also recently, IBM, I believe you all have heard of the company called IBM, and BharatGen, they have announced a collaboration, right, for AI adoption. Got it? They are going to create more LLMs, right? So remember, it is the collaboration between IBM and BharatGen. So is it clear what BharatGen is? So during this summit, right, remember this thing, the BharatGen. So you have to make your short notes. 22 language LLM. Okay. Now again, it is developed under a mission. So the name of the mission is the National Mission on Interdisciplinary Cyber Physical System. Okay. So just remember, it is developed under IC, National Mission for ICPS. Got it? And BharatGen is going to help in variety of field like healthcare, education, agriculture, governance. Got it? Also, it will include a repository of AI researches that will be known as Bharat Data Sagar. See, if you are creating any model which is going to research and which is going to learn many things, so they are also going to create a repository so that whatever research they have done, okay, and they are going to use it for solving the general problems. Okay, so please remember, this is your short notes. Got it? Chal. Next, the Netherlands hosted the NATO summit. So we have done this in the previous session also. So just remember, what was the name of the summit? NATO. What was the venue? Venue was Hague, or you can remember Netherlands. Okay, very beautiful country, right? And NATO, how many member countries are there? I have told you previously also how many countries are there. 32 member countries. Okay, and they have a Article 5. Please remember, Article 5 of NATO talk about what? Collective defense. Collective defense. Got it? So please remember this thing. Rest you don't have to remember. Okay, chal. Next, UNAT initiative. We have already talked about UNAT. So the initiative or the meeting was held for what? For reforming the global governance. Okay. Now one thing you have to remember, which we left in the previous session, was who is the chairperson of the UNAT task force? It is Mr. Guy Ryder. Please remember this name. Okay. And who is the Secretary General of United Nations? Mr. Antonio Guterres. So two names you have to remember for this particular news. Okay. Chalo. Next is 78th World Health Assembly held from 19 to 27th May in Geneva, Switzerland. World Health Assembly. What was the venue? Geneva, Switzerland. Okay. What was the focus area? The focus area was what? Global health system plus pandemic preparedness. Okay. Also, who is the Director General of the World Health Organization? It is Dr. Tedros. The name is very big. Just remember Dr. Tedros. Okay. So please remember this name. Also, India during this, the WHO basically appreciated the India's Ayush system. Okay, Ayush system was appreciated during this World Health Assembly. Got it? So please remember this thing. All right. Also during this meeting, 6 African nations decided to eliminate Kala Azar polio epidemic. Okay. Clear? You don't have to remember this thing. Just remember this much about the meeting. Okay. What was the meeting? What was the venue? What was the objective of this particular meeting? Okay. Sure. Next is World Bank and IAEA. IAEA is what? International Atomic Energy Agency. So they have collaborated on nuclear energy, use of nuclear energy for safe development. Now, few things you should remember about World Bank. World Bank was founded in the year 1944. See, in 1944 there was a meeting. That meeting is known as the Bretton Woods Conference. During this conference, two organizations were basically they originated. One is the IMF and second is the World Bank, and they are known as the Bretton Woods twins. Got it? And right now there are 189 members in World Bank as of now. And who is the president of World Bank? President is Mr. Ajay Banga. Who is Ajay Banga? This person. Okay. Also, the World Bank group is basically divided into IBRD, right? IBRD is International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. Then we have International Development Association IDA. Then we have International Finance Corporation. We have Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency, and then we have the Dispute Resolution ICSID. So 5 bodies are there, and this entire body is known as the World Bank Group. Okay, so please remember this thing. And similarly, you should know about IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency. See, again, it was established in the year 1957. It was earlier the part of the United Nations only, and its headquarter is Vienna, Austria. Right? Is it clear? And who is the Director General of IAEA? Mr. Rafael Mariano. Rafael Mariano. Who is Rafael Mariano? This person. Right? So they have basically done a pact, World Bank and IAEA, right? For what purpose? For the responsible use of nuclear energy. And also during this meeting, they have talked about small modular reactors. Now, do you know, any one of you know what is small modular reactor? See, modular means, see, nuclear reactors are very big, but modular reactor means where you can take small parts separately, and you can take all these parts together at one place, and you can join it and create the plant. You can basically you can assemble the smaller plant to create a big plant. Okay, and this will be low carbon and cost effective also. Got it? So that is the entire purpose. So World Bank and IAEA, they together came to promote what? Acha guys, just give me 1 minute. I'm getting one urgent call. Please give me 1 minute. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Actually, one of my family member, actually relative, is in hospital right now. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Chalo, let's resume. One or two more important things are left. Okay. Next is India signed state cooperation agreement with Zambia. All right. So let's talk about, see, Zambia again, African nation, and India. You must have seen that India is right now focusing more and more on African nations. We have done one more deal with Namibia, right? And similarly, why India is focusing on Africa? Because Africa is now known as the continent of the future. They are resource rich, right? So India, also China is also focusing there, right? So in order to counter China, India, see, China is investing in Africa for infrastructure, but India is investing in Africa na for their health sector development, for their education development. So we want to have a good connection with Africa, right? It is not more for money, it is more for human development, right? Chalo. So India and Zambia, got it? They have done a MOU for what? For promoting cooperative trade alliances. Okay, so remember this thing, and this you just remember this thing. Second word, promoting cooperative trade alliances. Again, goods, services, technical expertise will be provided to the African nations. Goods, services, and technical expertise. Right. So remember this thing. Got it? Chal. Next is India and EAEU signed TOR to begin free trade negotiations. EAU, I have already told you, Eurasian Economic Union. So Eurasian Economic Union, first of all, it was established in the year 2015 and it consists of countries like Russia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan and Armenia. So this is the static part which you should know about EAEU, right? So which country? So basically India along with EAEU, they have they have signed basically a terms of reference for free trade agreement, just like India and UK has done this thing. Na? So India has now focusing on EAU, right? So please remember this thing. Chalo. Next is EXIM Bank signed 40 million line of credit with Africa's ECOWAS. What is ECOWAS? ECOWAS is basically, it is the economic community of West African states. So let's say this is Africa. Okay, so it is a community of the West African state, that is ECOWAS. Okay, and it was established in the year 1975 and its headquarter is where? Nigeria. So these are the static stuff you should know. So EXIM Bank has done a deal with, right, ECOWAS. Okay, and the bank of the ECOWAS is known as the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development. So just remember, EXIM Bank and ECOWAS have done a deal for what? For providing credit line, okay, of $40 million. And who's going to provide? Basically EXIM Bank. EXIM Bank is the Export Import Bank of India. Okay, and this is again focus is Africa, right? So remember this thing, Gambia, EXIM Bank, and in the previous session we have talked about the rice variety. So India is focusing again in every aspect, be it agriculture, education and other stuff. Next is the World Food Program. India signed letter of intent with World Food Program to combat global hunger. Now you should know few static stuff about World Food Program. It was established in the year 1961 by United Nations. Okay, United Nations along with FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization. Now one homework for all of you, what is the headquarter of FAO? You are going to answer me in the comment box. Okay, and its headquarters is where? Rome, Italy. What is the purpose of this World Food Program? See, basically this is the world largest hunger fighting and food security group or agency. And one very important thing is that this organization has won the Nobel Peace Prize in the year 2020. So very big organization, and India is a partner with World Food Program since 1968. Okay. Achha, why we are focusing so much on hunger? Have you ever thought of that? Sustainable Development Goal number 2. Please read about this thing. In your free time, please read about Sustainable Development Goal number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. At least this much you should know. Right? So, India and World Food Program, they have done an agreement, right? For what purpose? So, during this and through this agreement, India is going to supply 2 lakh metric tons of fortified rice. Okay, 2 lakh metric tons of fortified rice. What is fortified means? Addition of nutritional value. For example, vitamin D fortified rice, right? So please remember this thing. All right, chalo. Now the last news: Nepal officially joined India-led International Big Cat Alliance. Now, before telling you about the news, let's understand what is International Big Cat Alliance. See, the year 1973, we have what? Project Tiger. Project Tiger was launched in India. So to celebrate its what? 50 years, है ना? 83, 93, 2003, 13 and 23. So in the year 2023, to celebrate 50 years of Project Tiger, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched the International Big Cat Alliance. This International Big Cat Alliance is basically focusing on conserving the 7 large cat species. So you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So to conserve this, they have launched the International Big Cat Alliance. Okay, and for this, India will provide an initial support of 100 million US dollar for the next 5 years. Okay, so now Nepal has joined the International Big Cat Alliance. So total 13 countries are there in the International Big Cat Alliance. Okay, and you would surprise to know that why Nepal has been added, because Nepal in the year 2009 they have only 121 tigers. Okay, now they have 355. Got it? So please remember this thing. Okay, and who is the nodal agency for International Big Cat Alliance? It is National Tiger Conservation Authority. Okay, so 3 things you have to remember, and the static part about the IBCA. And guys, one more thing you have heard of the Kuno National Park, where cheetah have been reintroduced. Kuno Palpur National Park. Okay, so remember these things. Why India is focusing so much? Because this is the initiative of India only. All right. So guys, this was all about the important agreements and summits. I hope you have understood each and everything. If you have understood it, do like the session and do mention your comments also. Okay, and like this we are going to cover the rest of the remaining current affairs. Okay, so I'll be taking the next session tomorrow at the same time 1 p.m. and this PDF you can get it from my Telegram channel GA by Yash sir. Okay, GA by Yash sir. So do join this channel. Alright, chalo, I'll see you in the next video guys. Till then, have a great day and Jai Hind. And if you have any kind of doubt, you can write in the comment section. I will personally answer it. Alright, take care.